Alright, so I'm Ryan Murray.
And I'm Jeremiah Schippers. This is 3 basic shelters.
We're going to start with going through some materials you might need to make the shelters. You don't need a lot. You really just need paracord, some different lengths, and then just a tarp. It doesn't have to be very big, just a little bit longer than you, and only has to be about 5 feet wide, maybe 4 feet wide.
So yeah, in this video we're going to go through a few different kinds of shelters: natural shelters, survival shelters, and shelters that you may want to make without a tent.
Alright, so then when you're done making your shelters and you're back in, all the gear that you did bring out, you want to make sure you dry out properly and store it well. Have it folded up nicely and not just thrown in a closet, because your gear will last much, much longer if you store it properly.
That also goes for in the field. If you beat up your gear, if you're using it a lot, granted we will be using this for a shelter, so it will be getting beat up, but you can prevent a lot of things like sticks poking through, so you can pull stuff out of the ground before that, or making sure that it's not getting tied to trees that have branches sticking out and that kind of stuff to prevent holes.
And if you do take care of it, a tarp could last you like a whole lifetime. They're pretty
Even
sturdy.
the cheap polyester ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go out in the woods. We'll see you there.
Oh yeah.
One of the basic knots you're gonna need is just a slip knot on one end, and on the other side we're gonna do a trucker's hitch. So you're gonna go around the tree, and it's basically you're gonna tie an overhand knot with your loose end around this rope. So you're gonna go under, over, around, and through. It's just an overhand knot, and then that'll cinch up on there. And then on the other side, you're going to do a trucker's hitch. And you want to get this as even as possible, or level as possible. And got to bring it around the tree, and we need to tie a slip knot down here to anchor the system. Just like on the other side, but you're not going to be using a loose end. So like that. Your rope is going to come around, loosely come through this hole. And you're going to pull tight. Come around. And you can do a couple overhand slip knots. And now your rope is tight across between the trees. And we're ready to hang the tarp. So this is all the bigger you need. You don't need anything bigger.
Try to avoid holes, but it'll be okay.
Now we're gonna go set it up. Alright, so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna lay the tarp the length of the rope and try to center it as much as possible so you have even amounts on either side going over.
Oh, so then you'll need to tie these sides up to the tree so they don't go sliding around if it's windy and crabby. You can just tie any knot, even a nice little bow. Nice little bow will do. And then you want to get that on both ends.
Alright, now we want to tie out all the ends. So, put your rope through, and like we did for the ridge line, we're just going to tie a basic slip knot. And you're going to go down, tie a couple of slip knots, and that end is tied up. Alright, on the back side, we're tying another slip knot. And on this side, since it's longer, we want to bring it all the way down to the ground. So I'm going to bring it underneath this log.
tomorrow.
No, bro. You should have run the gear.
Run the gear!
Ryan. All right, so this is what the shelter should look like when you're done. And the reason why this side is longer is because this is where more wind is coming from on this side. So we want to block that at a lower level so you're not, when you're on the ground, you're not as cold. But it does have the front side for any precipitation, so rain, snow, sleet, that kind of stuff. But yeah. And it's perfect for one person.
All right, so now we're gonna show you how to make a shelter if you don't have anything, no paracord, no tarp or anything, and you're just out in the woods. You can find a nice spot, like this is gonna work great. We're gonna have a branch coming out like this with branches on top, and we can put some balsam firs on top of that for extra protection. So we're gonna go gather what we need for that now, and we'll be back. All right, so now we're gonna take all these dead branches we got. They were down and dead when we found them. We did not cut anything. But in a real survival situation, you can definitely cut things if you need to. And we're just gonna lay them across like this and get a little base going. And the ones with all these little twigs on them, they work good because then when you're done, you can set balsams on top of them for a little extra insulation, extra protection from wind or rain or snow or whatever's coming at you. Route, we need more sticks.
Looks good, man.
Alright, so now you want to work on closing up all the spots to see a lot of daylight. The back end. Get some sticks in there.
Alright, so on the outside of the shelter, it's not going to look very nice. But that's alright because in a survival situation, you're not going for aesthetics. You're going for basically function, not fashion. So, but on the inside, it does look nice. We clean it up a little bit better so it's more roomy. One of the things that you can do after this that we did not do is take more balsam and take off the tops, ends of branches, and that kind of stuff, and weave it into your shelter, and that's going to patch it up a lot better. If we have more snow, we could pack it on top and it'd be way more insulative and stay warmer with your own body heat. So yeah, let's take a look inside. As you can see, I have enough room for my entire body, even some space for some gear or whatever else you might have. Like I said, I can see right through this, so this isn't a great shelter right now, but if you put balsam branches on that and then snow, it'd be perfect survival shelter for the night. Alright, so you can also find shelters like we did here, and just if you find resources in the woods, use them. I mean, why not? So, I don't know, one good suggestion though is, if you find something like this, doesn't look super stable, so you do want to kind of check it out and make sure it's not going to be falling on you in the night, and patch holes, I suppose. I don't know when the last person was here, so just gonna take more sticks like this and fix it up. Like I said about the last shelter, you could take more balsam branches, cedar, anything really coniferous. Put it on the sides, like here, and it'll really pack things in tight, make it more water resistant. Yeah, like I said, use your resources. So we found this, and there's a hole in it, but we could still probably patch some stuff up. that. You could also use it as a door. Here's your shelter. I'll get inside. This is a little bit more tight than the last, but a little bit more structurally sound. And I only spent a few minutes patching up holes, and if we took more time, we could probably build all the way around this thing and make it real homey. So, there you go. Little lean-to.
Okay.